If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Wealth and poverty. One is the parent of luxury and indolence, and the other of meanness and viciousness, and both of discontent. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself. There is no harm in repeating a good thing. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. Truth is the beginning of every good to the gods, and of every good to man. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. Books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Ideas are the source of all things. The untrained mind keeps up a running commentary, labeling everything, judging everything. Best to ignore that commentary. Don't argue or resist, just ignore, deprived of attention and interest. This voice gets quieter and quieter and eventually just shuts up. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. What is the food of the soul? Surely, I said, knowledge is the food of the soul. The one who learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and never plants. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Those who tell the stories rule society. Love is a serious mental disease. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. The soul of man is immortal and imperishable. We do not learn, and that what we call learning is only a process of recollection. Your silence gives consent. Everything changes and nothing remains still. Evil is the vulgar lover who loves the body rather than the soul. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation.